Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
My name is Kathy Sapio, and I'd love to welcome you to the Huntington Antiques Center on 129 Main Street in Cold Spring Harbor. This shop is 2 floors, and we have 18 dealers, and everybody has their own space, and we do everything in room settings, and it's everything that you could possibly want to decorate your home. Whether you really love antiques or not, this would still be your destination for any decorating that you want to do. My mother started in this business in 1972. And I always loved the antiques, and I grew up with them and had them in my home, in my mother's home, but I never really thought of doing it myself. And then all of a sudden I just said I would love to do it. And once I started, it's not just that I like the business, I love it. I love the buying, the selling. I meet wonderful people. The shop started 26 years ago on Wall Street in Huntington. And it started as a small group shop. There weren't that many of us, but it just grew and grew. And then 16 years ago, we moved to Cold Spring Harbor because we just loved the town. We loved being on Main Street. A lot of the people that come in here really want antiques. However, lately we've been getting some younger people coming in, and they're interested just in decorating. They're looking for a specific size or color rug, or a specific lighting fixture, or a specific mirror. And when they look at those things, it's not that it's an antique, but they just like the way that it looks. We have an appraisal service where someone will come in and appraise your merchandise from whether it's an antique or not. We have an on-approval service where people can come in and take something home for 2 or 3 days if they're not sure if they like it or they don't. And then many times they'll say, well, you know, I'm not really sure, may I have it for a couple of more days? And we say, fine, keep it a couple more days. And then, but most of the times when people take things home on approval, they do keep them. What I love about Cold Spring Harbor is that it really is a quaint Victorian-looking village, and it was a whaling village, and I love the history with that. Just to show you 2 antique pieces and what people might like in antiques, the first one is a butler's tray, and you see those in all the old movies. When you see the 1930s movies, that people have their drinks on it or something, but that's a typical antique piece. The other piece that I have is a campaign chest, and what's wonderful about that is these chests were really used in the campaigns, in the wars, and they're usually with a lot of brass on them because they would have to be carrying them from place to place. This is our booth with vintage clothing and vintage pocketbooks and vintage handbags, and people come in, and I've seen, last weekend we had a couple of young girls come in, try on dresses that were 30, 40, 50 years old and look absolutely stunning. We have a wonderful print of the Marx Brothers, which I think is just so cute, and you see it and it brings back a lot of memories of their fun movies. Behind me is a beautiful painted bureau, and if you look at the painting on it, it's absolutely exquisite. It's the original mirror, and even though maybe you can't see yourself too well, sometimes that's not all bad. But it just shows you that it is an original mirror, and I think it's just an exquisite piece. Now this is a beautiful piece of vintage art pottery, which I think is, the design is pretty and the color. You could use this in anywhere in your house, and yet it doesn't matter that to me it's art pottery. To you it would be a wonderful decoration for your house. This is a 6-foot-high lawyer's case made of mahogany. Many times they're made of oak, but this one is of mahogany. You can see where lawyers would use it for books, but you could use it for collections of anything that you have. And look how that opens up. It's so easy, but at the same time it's a beautiful piece of furniture. Thank you so much for visiting us. I've really enjoyed this, and anytime you want to stop by, you're more than welcome, and we really look forward to seeing you.